Hello friends, we have already completed up to question number 36 of CMA final SFM MCQ. Now we are going to do question number 37. Please read the question number 37 here. X Limited issues rupees 100, 12% debenture 5 years ago. Interest rate is rising since the so that the debentures of the company are now selling at the rate of 15% yield. 15% yield. What is the current market price? The company has a face value rupees 100, coupon rate 12%. Now interest is received by 12% of rupees 100, that is rupees 12. Now company is here, interest is receiving 12, 12, 12, 12, and desired return is a 15% of the yield. 15% of the yield. In this case, current market price of debt is present value of cash inflow. The present value for perpetuity cash inflow divided by rate. Cash inflow divided by rate. So cash inflow 12 divided by rate, this is the 15%, and after calculating this you will get rupees 80. Now this is a part B. Part B is your answer. B part. Okay. Now please read the question number 38 here. हाँ जी, क्वेश्चन नंबर 38 देखेंगे प्लीज. Question number 38. Sales this, selling price rupees 10, EPS is this. What is the degree of combined leverage? Degree of combined leverage, you have to calculate. Degree of combined leverage. The percentage change in EPS divided by percentage change in sales. Percentage change in EPS divided by percentage change in sale. This is calculated. Percentage change in EPS. 38.40 minus 9.60 divided by 9.60 into 100. This is the way of calculating percentage change in EPS. Okay. Divided by percentage change in sales. 2800 minus 2000 divided by 2000 into 100. Percentage change means change upon original into 100. Change upon original into 100. Change upon original into 100. This is a degree of combined leverage. This is a percentage change. And this will come 300%. This will come 400%. 40%. 40%. Answer is 7.5. 7.5. C part is the answer here. This is the 7.5. C. Okay. Look, the question number 39 here. MI Limited has annual sales 365 lakh. The company has annual sale 365 lakh. Investment opportunity of the money market in earn up to a 15% return. Earn on sales is 15% return. If the company could reduce its float by 3 days, it means company did not work 3 days. 3 days. What would be the increase in the company total? What would be increase in total return? Assume 365. Float means 3 more days he works. That's why profit will increase. Okay. Sales 365 days and 3 days float date. Float 3 days. Sales in 3 days. What will be 365 lakh sales in 1 year, and in 365 days into 3, and this is rupees 1 lakh per day sales will be into 3. This is total sales with 3 lakh. 3 lakh sales increases. A return percentage is given here. Return percentage is 15%. 15% is a return percentage. 15% is a return percentage. Therefore, 15% is a your return percentage. Therefore, your total return income increase, 15% of 3 lakh rupees 45,000. 15% of 3 lakh rupees 45,000. This is a rupees 45,000 is your total return. Okay. Now, please read the question number 40. Question number 40. In the interbank market, the Dutch marks is quoting 21. If the bank charges 0.125% commission for TT selling, what is the TT selling rate? What will be the TT selling rate? Okay. This is a percentage of commission charged by the bank. Okay. TT selling rate of Dutch marks. 21.50, 1 minus 0.125%. 21.50, this is 1 minus 0.00125, 125, 21.50 into this is, this will come rupees 21.473, 21.473 rupees per Dutch marks, 21.473. This is the part A. Part A will be your answer. Okay. Now, question number 41. Look at it. The required rate of return on equity share is 24 and cost of debt is 12%. Company has capital structure of 80% equity and 20% debt. It means cost of equity, that is the 24%. Weight of equity, this is 0.80. Cost of debt, this is the 12%. Weight of debt equal to 0.20. What is the overall rate of return? The company should earn no tax. So weighted average cost of capital you have to calculate here. Weighted average cost of capital is, that is the cost of debt, weight of debt, cost of equity, weight of equity. Cost of debt is 12% into 0.20. Cost of equity is 24% into 0.80. Overall answer is, this is 19.2. This is 2.4% plus 19.2%. Overall is, this is 21.6%. 21.6% is the weighted average cost of capital. This is 21.6% is the part A. Part A. Part A answer is 21.6. That is equal to A is the answer. Now, question number 42. Please read question number 42. Initial investment 20 lakh. that is net assets value in this is rupees 20. Initial investment 20 lakh, expected annual cash flow 6 lakh in 10 years. Cost of capital is 15%. What is the profitability index? Cumulative discounted factors of 15% 10 years is this. Profitability index equal to present value of cash inflow divided by present value of cash outflow. Outflow is here 20 lakh. This is 6 into present value annuity factor, that is 15% 10 years. This is 6 into this amount is given, this is already given 5.019 whole divided by 20. 5.019 whole divided by 20. Now 30.114 whole divided by, that is 20. This equal to 1.5057. 5057. That is 1.51. This is your profitability index, and the answer of this is the first part. A is your answer. Okay. Now look the question number 43 here. Question number 43. The following details relate to the investment proposal of XYZ Limited. Investment outlay 100 lakhs. Lease rental to be payable 180 for this. Terms of lease 8 years. Cost of capital 12%. What is the present value of lease rental if the lease rentals is payable at the end of the year, given the present value factor is this? Okay. Lease rent is rupees 180 for per rupees 1000 per rupees 1000 for rupees 1000, but we have 100 lakh this 30 get cancelled. 180 into this is 10,000. 18 lakh in this case. Present value of lease rent, 1 year 18 lakh into present value annuity factor, this is 12% for 8 years, that is 18 lakh into 4.9676. 80 lakh into 4.9676, 89 lakh 42,000. 89 lakh 92,000. 89 lakh 42,000. Near of this 89 lakh is this. This is the part B is your answer. Okay. This is the way you will calculate present value of lease rent. Now please look at the question number 44 here. Question number 44. An investors wrote a net call option. The premium is 2.50 per share and market price and exercise price of the shares are 37 and 41 respectively. The contract for the 100 shares, what is the amount of margin first method that is required to deposit with the clearing houses? how much amount of margin you need to deposit under clearing houses, that you have to calculate. In this case, you have to apply one formula, and you have to keep in your mind that is initial margin required to deposit. Initial margin required to deposit. For this, you have to keep in your mind one formula: option premium. Premium into 100, because of number of shares 100, plus 100 into 0.20 plus into market value of share, minus 100 into exercise price minus market price. Option premium 2.50 into 100 plus, I think information of this is silent in the questions. Information of this is silent. Okay. 100. This is your 100.20. Market price of share is 37 minus 100. Exercise price is 41 minus 37. After calculating this, you will get rupees 590. 590. The first part is your answer. A part. In the given question, there may be some information is silent. Okay. Look at question number 45. Question number 45. An investor buy a call option contract with 200. The exercise price is 20. The current market price per share is 17. Buy call contract for a premium 200. Exercise price is 20. The current market price is 70. If the share price after 3 months it is 25, what will the profit made by the option holder on exercising the options contract for the 100 share? Okay. Market price is 25. Exercise price rupees 20. Gross profit per call rupees 5. Total gross profit 5 into 100 shares, 100 rupees 500. Premium paid rupees 300. Premium paid rupees 200. Net gain, you have net gain 500 minus 200, that is rupees 300. Net gain is 300. The answer of 45 is the question number 3. That is C part. C part your answer. Okay. Now the question is 46 number question. Please look at the question number 46. 46. Unlevered beta, an effective tax rate is 0.8 and 35%. Unlevered beta means the company having no debt. The company intend to undertake a project with 60% debt financing Assuming the risk-free rate of 7.5%, market premium means RM minus RF, that equal to 8%. Calculate cost of equity rounded over two decimal places. Cost of equity rounded over two decimal places. In this case, beta assets, unlevered beta. This is the beta assets. Beta assets equal to beta equity, value of equity plus value of debt 1 minus tax rate. This is 0 because of beta debt is 0. In the case unlevered beta effective tax rate is given. This is the beta assets 0.8. Beta asset 0. Beta equity you need to calculate here. Then only cost of equity you can calculate. And 60% debt, it means value of equity is a 0.40%. Value of equity is 0.40 plus 0.60, 1 minus 0.35, 0.35. This beta equity you can calculate here 0.80 into 0.7, 0.79, 0.79 divided by 0.40, and this is the value 1.58. 1.58. Now cost of equity as per CAPM. Cost of equity as per CAPM, risk-free return on beta RM minus RF. In the given case, risk-free rate of return 7.5% plus beta is 1.58, RM minus RF. This is given 8%. This is given 8%. Overall, this value is 20.14. 20.14%. 20.14%. So this is part B is your answer. Part B is your answer. B part is your answer. Okay. B part. Okay. Now B part is your answer. Okay. Here B part is your answer. Now look at question number 47. What is the question number 47? 47 number question is question number 47. Please look at it. The spot rate of 6-month forward rupee is this and this respectively. What will be annualized forward premium or discount with respect to beat? Forward premium or discount premium with respect to this forward margin, annualized forward margin, that is premium. In this case, bid rate you have to take. The premium that equal to forward rate, a spot rate into 100. 41 point bid rate, 41 41.8550 minus 8550 minus 40.9542 whole divided by 40.9542 into 100. This is the for 6 months. That's why divided by 6 into 12. After doing this, it will become 3.39999%. That equal to 4.40% per annum. The answer is this. Now, question number 48. Look at it. A mutual fund has a net assets value 72 at the beginning. Net assets value at beginning rupees 72 beginning of the year. During the year, a sum rupees 6 was distributed as a dividend beside 4 capital gain. Dividend you have rupees 6, capital gain distribution rupees 4. At the end of the year, the net assets value is this. Net assets value 84. Return percentage equal to return percentage. Net asset value this. Net asset value this. Dividend plus capital gain distribution. Net asset value this into 100. This is 84 minus 72 dividend, that is 6 plus 4 whole divided by 72 into 100. The answer is 30.47. That is answer is 30.56. 30.56. This is the part this 30.56. Now the question number 49 number question, please. Question number 49, please look at it. The standard deviation of this company, that is 24, and it's a coefficient of correlation of market, this coefficient of security and market, that equal to 0.5. Expected return on the market, this is given 16%. With the standard deviation of market, expected return of market, standard deviation of market is 20. This is 20. A return of the market, that equal to given 16%. If the risk-free rate of return is 6%. Now, what will be the required rate of return on this case? The expected return is asking here. This is risk-free rate of return beta, RA minus RF. Risk-free rate of return you have a 6% plus beta you have. You need to calculate. A beta formula is required to calculate beta here. Standardization this security, standardization market, that equal to 0.5 into a standard deviation of security. This is given 24 whole divided by 20. Okay, the 0.5 into 24 divided by 20 RM, return on the market portfolio. This is given at 16%. 16% minus 6%. The answer is 12%. The A part is the answer. Okay. here we have completed up to 49 number questions, and next part I will complete in next class. Okay, thank you class.